Hey guys, how's it going? Drew Wayne here. And I'm coming at you with the last part in our Orbital PC build series. Yeah, we are building and launching and installing and running the GPU. So, hopefully y'all enjoy. It's going to be a pretty jam-packed video. Got a lot of action going, a couple surprises at the end. And yeah, let's go ahead and get straight into it. Right there on the screen is kind of what the reference is for what I'm working with, I guess. This is kind of like the circuit board that I'm trying to construct. I'm just kind of trying to make the little, teeth that slot into the motherboard right now, and then from there, kind of carry on. We're putting a little logo there that kind of, looks a little sus with those colors, just a little sus. On the graphics card, but I'm not trying to represent any particular brand. Just don't look up at the name that I put for the name of this craft. Anyways, so I'm just trying to get everything kind of lined up here. I got those structural panels, or I think those are like the BD Armory panels that I have chained together to make the main board, also with the gold and all that stuff. And yeah, we're just going to be adding a bunch of like texture to this board before I build a heatsink on top of that, and then we're going to build a cooler around it, because I want it to kind of be a pretty convincing looking GPU. So right now we are building the looks like the HDMI or display port ports. So we are trying to get those lined up right now. Of course, I'm not gonna go too hard, not on the detail. I'm just gonna try to get something that kind of vaguely resembles what it's supposed to be. So yeah, these are kind of HDMI inputs, and then I just kind of strung those struts together, not really to actually serve a purpose, but it kind of just like looks like, to me, it kind of looks like bits of solder. I don't know, maybe I'm a dummy. They're really big, obviously, but yeah, I just kind of wanted to have something there and couldn't really think of it, so I'm just gonna kind of use those as filler. So now you see me kind of making the actual die, I guess. It's not really the die, I guess it's just the actual processor itself. Forgive me, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, so you can laugh at me. So anyways, you're just going to be seeing me lining up a lot of parts. And another thing that I think is pretty funny is you're just going to see basically a growing number of green dots. You're just going to see a lot of nodes as I continuously put more and more things on this board. I thought that was pretty hilarious. But yeah, this is kind of just trying to represent the actual GPU itself, the part that does the processing, and then I'm gonna put some screws around it. That's kind of what these are supposed to be, or screw holes. You can't really put punch holes and solid material in this game, so kind of just have to work with me on this one, take some liberties. But basically, yeah, I'm just trying to get these holes all lined up, and then now we're trying to put what looks like a, I guess, VRM, the memory, I guess, is what it is. Once again, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. So, but yeah, just kind of lining that stuff up. I'm going to put some like solar panels on those too. You can also see me using monopropellant tanks. I'm using those to try to mimic capacitors. I feel like they could have been a little bit bigger. I feel like I made them a little bit too small, and with the scale of the board, but I don't know. That could just be me. So yeah, put more screw holes around it. Just trying to add as much texture to this as possible. And you're going to see me add a lot of random parts that probably don't make any sense. There we go. Got to add my logo there. So yeah. I changed my mind. This is a DW GPU. No, I'm just kidding. No, this is kind of that's more like the signature. On like some, I don't know about computer hardware, but on like some like guitars and stuff, people will like actually like kind of hide their names somewhere that you can't see. It'd be like on the inside. The name, their name, the date it was made, and all that stuff. That's kind of what I like to think that is, because you're not going to be able to see any of this stuff, to be honest. So there you go. I got the solar panels on top of the VRM, which if you think about is pretty funny, trying to attract the sun on those, which probably should be cooled, but oh well. They're going to be completely enclosed in the cooler, like I said. So we got the 8-pin connector going on right here, just trying to get all that lined up. And that takes a minute, those, I'm just kind of using those, I don't even know, things to, those structural thingies, to, the girders, that's what they're called, to, God damn it, to, mimic the pins. So yeah, I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. But you could just listen to me ramble for a second. Then using the I-beams as like the casing, the plastic casing that would go around it. So that's kind of just my like overall plan. And then the little grip pads on the sides. And then yeah, just kind of continuing on with that. You're going to see me probably put a couple things behind that. Some bits of solder. There we go. Yeah. Just try to figure all that stuff out. And then, like I said, none of it's actually going to function, but I'm sure you already know that. Like, obviously, none of this stuff's going to function, but it's all just looks. But I'm just trying to get it as realistic looking as possible. So there's me actually trying to line everything up and try to make it look, believable. I didn't put the teeth on the back side on the other side of the card. I'm just trying to keep it simple. Simple-ish, I'm not trying to add too much stuff, but the more I think about it, it would have taken up space, and that would have been nice. But I'll move that docking port more towards the center here. You probably won't even see me do that, because I do cut out a lot of footage in this. Kind of like was building this GPU when I was sick, so you will see a couple times where I do cut away and come back to it. And that's just, just me basically, like, getting tired. And I walk away from the game for a second, stop recording. But anyways, got a couple batteries there. Added those in and going to add, like, a fuel cell array. Once again, none of this stuff is really supposed to mimic anything. Just trying to take up space at this point. The stuff that's attached to the port are basically going to be all the things that I need. So we have like the battery, the reaction wheel, the probe. Actually, no, I think the battery is attached to the processor right now. But yeah, just trying to put all the essentials there. And you will see me probably attach a monopropellant tank to the back of that docking port. But all this is mainly, like, for the most part, going to be encased in the cooler. There's going to be a little bit of that round part sticking up, but I figured, once again, that's a small liberty. Like, I gotta take it because it's gotta plug in to the docking port and line up. And even then, I move up everything just a little bit to try to line it up better. I'm adding random lights, which I probably shouldn't have done, because I do get a little bit of just random ambient light coming from the GPU when I install it. But that was just, kind of hindsight 2020 thing. And now I'm basically moving on to the heatsink. So now we're getting to the part where I'm probably going to... I'll show you the part where I build the main part of the heatsink, and then I'll skip the rest, because that took hours trying to get all the individual fins lined up, because none of it really snaps. And then, I just had to get everything lined up a certain way. You're seeing me use solar panels right now. I ended up not using those. I ended up just using more structural panels. The structural panels just work. I'm using tweak scale to basically size them, make them smaller. Tweak scale is really useful for this. I've basically sworn by that for this entire build, because you just don't know what size of stuff you're gonna need until you need it. And yeah, Kerbal has a lot of different size stuff, but they don't have everything. So there we go. We skipped to the part where, you know, I have the entire heatsink built now. I'm adding some just struts. That's actually to keep everything intact, because everything's just kind of hanging on to that. I don't want the whole thing to be flopping around. So now we're moving on to building the cooler. So I'm basically just building the sides right now, making some minor adjustments. You got my brand name on there. Oh, I guess I forgot about that. Yeah, I do have my brand name on the side. I forgot about that. Well, yeah, so that's the brand of this GPU. I guess it's going to be a DW, but the code name's RTX 5090 Ti. I guess that's what we're going to try to compete with. Is, you know, gotta hit NVIDIA right in the future. You know, that's something that AMD has failed to do. If you want to take them down, you gotta hit them right in the future, man. You gotta bring the future to the table. You gotta change the game. Well, that's what we're doing here with this 5-ton GPU. By the way, if you want to install this GPU into your case, you're probably gonna need a pretty big case. Cause yeah, like I said, 5 tons. Yeah, it's a pretty massive GPU. But anyways, we're going to be installing the fans now. Kind of just, you'll see me basically taking those off and putting them back on, just trying to figure this out, because yeah, I've never really built a GPU in a game before, so this was kind of a fun undertaking, to be honest. It was fun to just get creative and kind of just like troubleshoot the problems and figure out like what I want to do here. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with this. So thanks y'all for encouraging me and like, yeah, watching this series. Because I probably would have stopped if nobody watched it. But yeah, I mean, hell, like I got way more views than I could have ever dreamed of, honestly, for 30-minute videos with me talking. Are you kidding me? Like I don't know. Like I know y'all probably don't watch the entire video, but damn, like I'm flattered, to be honest. Like, aw, shucks. So anyways, see me moving the other walls or other sides of the GPU down now, and I'm just trying to figure everything out, trying to get everything aligned, trying to make it slimmer, because yeah, it turned out to be a lot fatter than I wanted it to be. So and of course there's a lot of clipping involved. You'll just have to forgive me for that. You'll have to forgive me for a lot of things. I'm committing all the Kerbal sins in order to get this build done, but it's okay. I guess the one sin that I'm trying not to commit anymore is using cheats to get it docked in, because I was pretty ashamed of that with the motherboard. So I'm happy with that now, and yeah, so now you're gonna see me trying to close everything off. This was fun because I had no idea how the hell I was gonna do it. I was just like, no clue how to close off circles, because there's not really any curved parts in Kerbal, and I could just make it really, really small squares maybe around the circles, but that would look like crap. So I went with triangles. I figured, what are those, equilateral triangles? I don't know. Forgive me accidentally hitting the start button. But yeah, equilateral triangles, and yeah, I'm just using those, clipping them straight into the fan shroud. But I do at least mine the fan, so I'm going to basically move the fan forward and then move the covering or casing backwards and clip it backwards. That way nothing's actually contacting anything that's moving, I guess. Any important bits aren't touching. So the spinny bits, I guess. So you'll see me just tweaking that for a second, just trying to get everything lined up here. And the only thing I kind of wish I could have done was make everything a little less gray. I guess that's gonna be my brand's kind of look, is just a gray GPU. But I don't know, man. I guess all that matters is can it game? Can it run Kerbal Space Program 2? and that's all that matters. So yeah, you can see me just getting some of these panels lined up. I could have made it white, but I felt like that would have been uglier somehow, so I don't know. I didn't want it to be like, the white's almost reflective in this game, so I definitely didn't want it to be reflective. I wanted it to be a matte color, so the gray was the best. If I had it my way, I would have painted everything like black, but oh well. So yeah, you're just gonna see me make some final touches here, adding some lights. I was trying to make it to where my logo lights up, because I was kind of looking down at the TUF logo. I have an Asus TUF 3060 Ti, and I was kind of looking at that. I was like, I would like to do something like that. Well, spoiler alert, it didn't work out, but we'll see that when we get it docked in. If you want, you can skip to that. I don't care. But yeah, you're just gonna be seeing me adding a lot of I guess textures now, kind of to the outside, just trying to make it look more interesting. I don't want it to look completely plain on the backside. I want this thing to look as convincing as possible, because I really did. I was trying to put as much effort into it without overdoing it, because obviously, I mean, it is a video game, so you can really you can spend a lot of time on this. I already spent like 7 hours trying to make this happen, so and I hope you don't mind me speeding up the build, because yeah, it really did. It took like 2 or 3 hours of me just trying to figure all this stuff out, just trying to build the GPU, and then I would have to send it up to the computer to try to fit it, because I'm an idiot and then just assumed it was gonna fit on the first try. So yeah, I recorded a lot of footage when I should have just, yeah, got everything right and then recorded, but I don't know. I like to just have it recording just in case everything does go right. I guess that's just the thing. But that actually ended up biting me in the ass this time, because I have way too much footage to sort through, and also I was having issues with DaVinci wanting to render it all and optimize it and all that stuff, and I had to do a lot of learning. It was a big learning curve. That's all I gotta say about that. So anyways, I'm not gonna talk about that much more, but I appreciate y'all waiting. I know it's been way too long since my last video, so I'm gonna try to pump them out a lot quicker. But yeah, I got sick and just it took a long time to get back off my feet. So anyways, gonna skip the part where I build the rocket. I'm gonna show you the beginning of the launch, and then also I'm gonna skip the part where I rendezvous, because honestly, with all that included, it would have been an hour-long video, and honestly, I don't think anybody really wants to watch through an hour of my footage. If you do, let me know down in the comments, but yeah, I mean, for the most part, I think I'm pushing it with 30-minute videos, so we'll just keep it there, try to keep it at that limit, and that's like the safe zone. And honestly, future videos are probably going to be a lot shorter for right now, because yeah, I did slave over this video, and I kind of want to take a small little break from these longer ones, kind of make something a little bit more entertaining, some instantaneous gratification, you know. I'm just kidding. But yeah, we're going to quickly rendezvous with the computer here. You're gonna see me warp a couple times and just get closer and closer, closing in onto the PC, and you will probably notice that, yeah, like I'm having some issues with the shadows. I turned the mods off because I was just having too many issues with the mods. So, and Kerbal Space Program just has inherent issues with the shadows, especially when you look at stuff at a certain angle. So, we are here, and we are going to kind of get lined up here with the PC. You're gonna see me kind of flip around here, kind of just push a little closer, and then slow down and kind of just ease myself in, because I don't want to go in guns blazing, especially with something this heavy. and I just want to be as careful as possible. It makes it a lot easier when I don't have to load quick saves, especially because at this point, anytime I have to load a quick save, it takes quite a long time. This game does not like the Orbital PC at this point. There's too many parts, way too many moving parts. Probably doesn't help that I leave the lights on every time I save it and come back to it. So I probably should turn the PC off and on anytime. But oh well, it just made it easier for recording and such to just have everything already lit up. But yeah, I don't know. I'm learning. But as you can see, we are free from our carrier, our little second stage, was it? Third stage? I don't even know what it was. I can't even remember what I did with the rocket. But anyways, you can see me lining up right now. And I'm kind of just looking at the nav ball. This one was easier than the last build. The last build, I couldn't just look at the nav ball. I had to look at where the part was in relation to the case and kind of work my way, slither it into the case, and then go directly into the docking port. This one was a lot more straightforward. I could just go straight in and just dick in the butthole and and it just went a lot smoother when it came to docking. I didn't embarrass myself as much. Like the last video, if you want some entertainment, go watch that. I was pretty bad. I messed up quite a bit just trying to figure out how to control the damn spacecraft. But yeah, this one a lot more controllable, and we're just making our way downtown right into the PC case, and we're gonna get sucked in here in a second, any second now. Okay. I don't know what that was, but anyways, we are in. We have successfully docked our GPU into the Orbital PC. So yeah, we are pretty much at the end of the journey here. We got her built, but there's only I guess a couple things to do now. First off, I'm gonna have to tweak some of these fans, kind of get all of them running. I should have assigned all of them to action groups, but I didn't. But anyways, I'm gonna slowly fade out here. And yeah, we'll be able to see this bad boy in action, lights and all. So we are back, and I had to turn the ambient light down just a tad bit. I wanted y'all to see it with no sunlight shining on it either. Just pure RGB. So as you can see, it's craziness. I kind of wanted to get some organization to it, but I think I'll do that at a later date. It takes a while having to tweak with this stuff. But this is the PC in its final form. So now we're gonna need a monitor, right? Gonna have to see if it will actually boot and post and all that stuff. Try to install Windows on it. And the most important part, will it run Kerbal Space Program 2? So, gonna go ahead and fade out here, and I'll go and get a monitor, and we'll try her out. So I got a monitor, and she turns on, guys! She turns on! Woo! Celebration! So, there we are. We're loaded up into the BIOS. Got to see that beautiful, not ASUS BIOS screen. And I'm going to go and install Windows on this bad boy. And install Kerbal Space Program 2. And we'll see how it runs. Bam! Here we are. Kerbal Space Program 2. And I figured I would do, I don't know, kind of bring it upon myself to do a little review of this game while we're at it, in its current state, because they have patched the game, and I did get a chance to play it. So, I hope y'all don't mind. We're going to enjoy this blurry footage, because it kind of got messed up on recording it. That's why I'm going to run it on the monitor. But we're going to enjoy this blurry footage of Kerbal Space Program 2. So, I am going to skip over all the building and stuff. This is basically just going to be a quick sped up mission of me going to Minmus. So we have a rocket here. We're going to launch, and basically I had the music going and I didn't want it to conflict with what I have, so I just have it turned off. But you could see it stutter when I go into the part manager. So that's still a major problem. Anytime you right click on a part, it tanks your FPS. I'd like to see that get ironed out. Overall, the frames are better though, I do have to say, which is a good thing. I would say it's probably going to get better over time. The UI looks a lot better. Basically, the part where it shows your apoapsis, the part where it shows your periapsis, all that's more clear. The burn time is a little bit more clear. Although I do have to say, if they could just put the meters per second readout onto your maneuver, that would help a lot. That's basically all I got to say. If you had how many meters per second left in your burn, if that was shown, that would help a lot. That would make your burn a lot more precise. My burns still weren't perfect, but they were a lot better. I was actually able to do tweaks and stuff and be able to get where I need to in the Kerbal system. So that was good. Getting the Minmus was actually doable. I actually struggled a lot with it before the patch. So I was really glad to do this. And for the most part, we didn't really have too many issues actually getting over there. Nothing major. You're just going to see me... First, I'm going to get my inclination right, because Minmus is at an inclination. And then you'll see me try to get in an encounter. And I really like how they have the encounters now. It actually shows like a path that goes around the planet that you're trying to go to. That's a lot more helpful. And then also the fact that you can keep the periapsis for that up while you make your maneuver, that's very helpful. So yeah, all that stuff, great. Because you can, despite the maneuver planner not working properly, still it's better. It's a good change. So you might be able to see here, I don't know, the footage is kind of shitty, but you might be able to see here that there is a line going around Minmus, or at least you might have been able to see that. But so yeah, that made it a lot easier. And then for the most part, I didn't have any issues getting to Minmus. The time warp seemed to work a lot better. It was a lot smoother. And I was able to actually do what I needed to do on it, which was great. We didn't have parts flying off or parts acting really weird when you time warped. And didn't have issues with the craft just spontaneously falling apart. I also had an issue when I time warped where the line would get messed up, like your trajectory and everything on the map would get completely messed up. That seemed to be fixed. At least I didn't have the issue this time around. So yeah, you can see me actually now. I made my burn and actually trying to get in an encounter with Minmus, which I was able to do right there. And then I made some tweaks to it. You can see I can focus on the moon and actually get my trajectory going. And yeah, basically we're just gonna kind of speed it up, get to the part where we actually get to the moon. Because I know this video is getting long enough now. I try to keep these around 30 minutes. But so yeah, now we're there. I'm gonna adjust my orbit, kind of actually get into orbit around Minmus. There we go, doing our burn. Everything happened pretty smoothly there, and yeah, we don't need to worry about too much else here. We still have that issue where it does, shows pause a bunch of times, but I don't know. It seems to do it one less. It used to do it like 4 or 5 times. Now it does it like 3 times, like 3 separate messages that say pause and unpause. But either way, that's fine. So our first problem is here, where I deploy my gear, and first thing that happens is boom, we just lost one. So yeah, that was a bit of an issue. Thankfully, I did have an autosave, so we'll go ahead and load that up, and we're back. But now the save is broken. The save has officially been broken because you can see I can't see anything. There's no, you can't see the planet. It's super dark. And now my favorite part is the sun is actually shining through Memmis right now. Like shining straight through the moon. You can see it. And you can't see anything else. Can't see the ship. Can't see the surface very well. But boy, you can see that sun. It is blinding. So I freaked out, and I was just like, oh man, what do I do at this point? I was trying to make a save, and I load it back up, and this save is still messed up. Load that save, and it's still messed up. So I just said, fuck it, I'm gonna try to land. So we went ahead and landed on the surface. I did a little time warp here, and everything appears fine. I mean, we got light. We got some particles that are floating above the surface, but I would definitely say that this save does appear to be corrupted. So I hope they get this stuff ironed out. But for the most part, I am pretty happy with how it turned out. And I think that's going to wrap up the video there. I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for watching. It's been really great to have y'all stick around for this. This is the last part. And yeah, just let me know in the comments what you think. What you think of my GPU, the build, my flying, you didn't get to see much of my flying this time, unfortunately, but in other videos. What'd you think of the series, and where would you like to see the PC go? Would you like to see it go to another planet? Because I might be able to do that. We might not be able to land, but I can get it in orbit around another planet, even if I have to use cheats. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. We're gonna go ahead and end the video here, and I hope y'all take it easy. Yeah, thanks for watching, and like, comment, subscribe.